Arches Adventures. Arches National Park was our second national park on our 20-day Utah trip. This park has about 119 square miles within its boundaries, and it gets over 2 million or about 2 million visitors every year. As a result of that, there is a timed entry system that begins April 1st and continues through October 31st. So if you're going to go into the park between the hours of 7 a.m. and 4 p.m., you'll want to make sure you have a timed entry to get into the park. In this video, I'm going to cover how we approached the sightseeing within this national park. As you can see on this map, there is a main road that goes from the southern part of the park at the visitor center, and it goes through the center of this park all the way to the northern part, which takes you to the Devil's Garden Trailhead. So this is 20 miles, so you'll have to keep that in mind on how long you think it might take you to get through the park. For us, we decided to break this park up into 3 sections. You should be able to get the park done within 2 full days. We chose to do it in 2 half days and a full day. For our plan, on our first day into the park, we started at the visitor center and we took this scenic drive all the way up to the northern section, and we did a hike on Devil's Garden Trailhead. We visited the Landscape Arch, which is the longest arch in North America. We took a look at the Pine Tree Arch as well as the Tunnel Arch. We then went over to the Tapestry Arch and Broken Arch Trail and did that loop. So I have put out some videos already that give you a summary of those hikes. I will be putting any videos that I've already put out in the description below so that you can get to it pretty quickly if you want to get more information on any of the hikes that we did do. For the full day in the park, we did do Delicate Arch, which is up in this area right here. We did the window section, which is down in here, and that included the north and south windows, the turret arch, double arch, and then we went on down and did the Courthouse Towers down to Park Avenue for a short hike. That was our full day in the park. We then came back on a later date and did the Fiery Furnace. That is here in the upper part of the park. It is a required hike. You do have to get that permit 7 days in advance. We had enough flexibility in our plan where we could move around when we were doing what, so that we went either to Canyonlands or over to Dead Horse State Park so that we could get the actual hike done within the park. If you are visiting Arches National Park, I would suggest staying in the town of Moab. You can see Moab is central to not only Arches National Park, but you have Canyonlands right here and Dead Horse State Park. We did visit all of those areas, and Moab was very convenient for all of that. Just be aware when you are traveling over to Canyonlands, the cows are allowed to run free, so it is not surprising to see a cow in the road. So just be on the lookout for that so you don't hit one. We did stay at the Archway Inn while we were at Moab. There are plenty of places that you can choose lodging. We happened to pick Archway Inn. It does have an excellent buffet breakfast, and it is included with your stay. It's pretty pricey, but a lot of the places are there in Moab. It did have a pool and a hot tub and laundry facility, which we did not use at the time, but it was very convenient to everything we needed to do. There were many places to eat and drink. We did stop at the Trailhead Public House and Eatery one night, the Moab Brewery, the Porter Brewery. We actually had dinner at Wendy's one night, which I do not recommend. We are finishing up in Arches. We did start on the northern end with the drive-in. We were able to get the Devil's Garden, the landscape arch in, and a couple of the arch, the Pine Tree Arch and Tunnel Arch. And then that was pretty much our day because of our full day of driving. And today we also got in a couple of hikes. We had the Broken Arch, which was nice, and the windows.
Was yesterday.
Was it yesterday?
The Moss hike.
That's right. That one finished up with Pollyanna walking the road. Yes, got off trail.
However, I did not do the Broken Trail.
Yeah.
Broken Arrow Trail.
Broken Trail.
Broken
Arch. Broken Arch.
See? We're all
Broken
tired.
Arrow is a song by Neil Young, and it's a good song.
We went to Delicate's Arch today.
Yeah.
That was pretty awesome. We got to the very top, which I did make it. Yay. The wind, it took my breath away. I did it.
You did it.
I
Good
did it.
job.
Delicate Arch, a little crowded. I recommend they put a park ranger there because it's like a madhouse once you get up there.
Windows Trail. We are going clockwise, so we're going to hit the primitive trail. We'll avoid the crowd initially, but eventually we'll run into it. Fiery Furnace hike. We probably put in 3.8 miles and it took us about 3.5 hours. Wow.
It was a lot of fun, probably the most fun I've had. Slot Canyon's the most fun. Getting in was a lot more fun than getting out.
This is Utah's version of the corn maze. The slots were tight, and we had to squeeze and suck in at least my stomach on a few of these slot canyons.
Finish off on the southern end of the park where we did the Courthouse Towers area down to Park Avenue. We're at the Courthouse Towers viewpoint, and what you see from here is the Three Gossips across the way. We have a very small arch in the wall. Let's see if I can see it. Yep, up there. And then between these rocks, I think there was a span of rock, and that connects to the sheep rock, which is over here. Pollyanna and I are going to do this last hike. It's 0.8 or so on Park Avenue Trail. We're going from the northern part down to the southern, and Vito and Ingrid will pick us up down at Park Avenue Trailhead. Sheeprock behind us. The Three Gossips. And actually the organ is behind us, right there. 360. We got a hill up here to that overlook. That was not the easier direction.
No. But we did it.
Alright, this should
It was an awesome day. We hiked a lot. We saw a lot of things. Really, y'all should do this.
So Arches, very nice, very crowded. You do want to get up early, get a lot of the things you want to get done the early part of the day, and just expect crowds.
But it's still a great park.
Stick around because we've got a full 20 days of Utah, and our next national park will be Zion, but there's many places in between, and that will include Valley of the Gods, Monument Valley, Gooseneck State Park, Antelope Canyon, The Wave. There is so much coming, so stick around, hit that subscribe button, and we'll bring you the adventures as we continue our way through Utah. And that will close out our series on arches.